Hey everyone, and welcome to Audit Guidebook. Today, we are diving into a huge shift in our profession, the brand new Global Internal Audit Standards. If you're an auditor, this is something you absolutely have to get your head around. And don't worry, we're going to make it super simple. And this is for literally everyone. Whether you're a student just figuring things out, a new auditor grinding through your first couple of years, or a seasoned pro leading an entire department, this explainer is for you. We're going to give you the breakdown you need right now. So, what are we actually talking about here? Well, it's the Global Internal Audit Standards, or GIAS for short. This is the new gold standard from the IIA. And look, this isn't just some minor tweak. It's a completely fresh, integrated framework that's meant to guide all of our work all around the world. Now, this is the part you really need to hear. The effective date was January 9th, 2025. That date has passed. The transition period? Yeah, that's over. These standards are live as we speak. So if your team isn't aligned yet, you're officially playing catch-up. So what's our game plan for getting you up to speed? We'll start with the reality that the new GIS are here. Then we'll walk you through a super clear three-phase approach. Phase 1 is all about assessing and planning. Phase 2 is where we execute and engage. And Phase 3 is to verify and improve. And stick around, because at the end, we'll talk about what this is really all about, which is way more than just compliance. All right, let's dive into Phase 1, assess and plan. Seriously, think of this as building the foundation of a house. If you get this part right, everything that comes after is so much easier. A little work here saves you from massive headaches down the road. This whole phase really just boils down to three key things. First, you've got to actually understand the standards, and I mean really understand them, not just skim the headlines. Second, you do a gap analysis to see where your current methods are falling short. And third, you take what you've learned and build a practical step-by-step roadmap to get you where you need to be. Now, here are some of the biggest changes you need to focus on. We're shifting to outcome-focused principles, so it's less about did we check all the boxes and more about did our work actually add value. There's also a massive new emphasis on organizational independence, some specific new rules for the public sector, and maybe the biggest change of all, it's now a single integrated framework, unlike the old IPPF, which was kind of pieced together. So let me ask you this, and be honest. Have you physically put your current audit manual or procedures side by side with the new GIS, finding out where your biggest gaps are? That is the most critical first step you can possibly take. Okay, so once you've done that homework and you know where your gaps are, it's time for Phase 2, execute and engage. This is where all that planning becomes real, tangible action. This phase is all about rolling up your sleeves. You're going to be in the details, updating everything from your big picture audit charter to your daily work paper templates. It's also about training your team, talking to your stakeholders like the audit committee and management, and hopefully using some good tech to make the whole process smoother. And this slide really nails one of the biggest changes. The old IPPF, it had all these separate bits and pieces of guidance. The new GIAS pulls everything together into one logical framework. And it's way more direct about the need for independence and making sure we're aligned with our organization's governance. And let's be crystal clear on this point. The Internal Audit Charter, this is totally non-negotiable. It's the constitution for your audit function, and it absolutely must be updated to reflect the new standards on independence, your authority, and the scope of your work. All right, we've laid the foundation, we've done the heavy lifting. Now we hit Phase 3, verify and improve. This is all about making sure these changes actually stick and that we're walking the walk for the long run. So what do we do here? Well, first, you have to level up your Quality Assurance and Improvement Program, your QAIP. That's how you check your own work. Then you use that program to constantly monitor how you're doing and report on it. And finally, you build a culture where getting better isn't a project, it's just what you do. And just to really hammer this home, whatever QAIP you had before, it's not good enough anymore. It has to be specifically redesigned to measure your performance against these new standards. It's the only way you can prove you're actually doing what the framework says. Okay, so we've covered the three phases, all the practical steps, but now I want to zoom out for a second, because honestly, this whole thing isn't just about being compliant. There's a much bigger, more exciting goal here. So why are we doing all this work? What's the real payoff? Well, when you implement the new JS correctly, you deliver way more value to your organization. It builds trust and strengthens the confidence your board and management have in you. It helps drive better governance.
and it cements that culture of always getting better. This is how we evolve from just being auditors to being truly indispensable partners to the business.
So, I want to leave you with this one last thought. Getting these standards in place isn't a project that you just finish. It's a continuous cycle. It's a loop. The real question isn't, are we done yet? It should be, okay, what's our next move to get even better? I really hope this three-phase guide gives you a clear path forward. If you want more practical audit insights just like this, things you can actually use on the job, make sure you subscribe to Audit Guidebook and go check out our other videos. Thanks so much for watching.